Seriously. Seriously. What the duck, quack, quack. What the duck? All right? You hear me? I think we got it. I believe, we have something serious to get to the inquest. Woo! We've looked at it a billion times. We've talked about things for a billion times. But as our time gets closer to the continuation of the J. Slater inquest, our brains are starting to all work together. I'm on the same page with Wax Unfiltered. He's on the same page with me. We got Duncan on the same page with us. We're on the same page as Duncan. It's all conglomerating into understanding far more than we ever have in the J. Slater case before. It's about finding something that you just can't deny is suspicious that could be leading to foul play. And I think we found it. Welcome to 1111 True Crime. And yeah, I'm Mama D. You can call me Danny. You can call me Mama D. You can call me Rubber Ducky. I don't care. Just be respectful. That's all. Just don't call me sweetheart. I love you, Randy. All right, you guys. I was over on Once Upon a Crime Time with beautiful energy of Tommy Jude. Amazing, amazing, as well as Randy, and it was a heartfelt, it was interesting. It was a lot of real truth. I admitted some things as to why after, what was it, 5 years, I worked the Steve Avery case, and I walked away from my entire channel. I gave in, finally said why. There was a lot of reveal there and a lot of talking about the Idaho 4 case. And in that truth, there came a little bit out of it that helped me see the light in the J. Slater case. And it's something simple. It's absolutely like, if I was the mother, I'd be in court with this and a lawyer. Okay? It's simple, though. It's not a big boom, boom that we've never looked at this before. It's just, have we ever seen it? Knowing that Brandon has accused Jay Slater of betraying him. All right? Have we ever looked at it thinking to ourselves, all the damage to Jay Slater's head is on the left side, not the right, which then answers something that we thought not much about. What am I talking about? Let's get into it. Debbie Gazzardo, thank you, my beautiful. I was just being me. You know, I'm just me all the time. You can tell I'm not trying to fake crap. All right, you guys. I have missed you all so much. We got to get down to business. For those of you that are not into tarot readings, ignore this part. However, over on our newest name of our channel, which, yeah, I started here. I think we were at 20,000 subs on 1111 Tarot, right? And we switched it to 1111 True Crime because I basically wanted to go into more of the analytical side so that I could get information out to the courts. Well, it kind of goes hand in hand, and sometimes in pulling cards we get the answers, then we can dig in and find the actual receipts, okay? So we're going to do both. If you're into tarot reads, we're going to do True Crime Mama next. With that being said, we have some analytical, maybe we can take it to court kind of stuff I want to talk to you about. I'm just going to say, no, we don't have merch. This is actually a shirt bought for me when we were covering the Gabby Petito case back years ago. By Sully sent me a whole package. Sully Spirit sent me a whole package of just incredible birthday presents. We had a whole birthday party for me live. It was my first birthday. I say that because I'd never really had a party before. So we had a party, and this was one of the gifts, and I treasure it. And yeah, it'd be great to add quack quack, right? And that's all you'd have to do to change it up, and we'd have merch. But I don't want to make money off of Jay Slater. Of course, that would be making money off Ahab. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with making money off quack quack. But that being said, we got to get really into this because we have some stuff that I am like ready to explode to show you. And like I said, I am keeping it simple. Okay? Deep breath. Woosa, woosa. I'm not going to lose my shit on Haji. Right? I'm not though. I'm not. I'm going to be a good girl. Jay's part is on the right side of his hair. Jay's part naturally is on the right side of his hair. Period. I checked it with every picture that Warren's put out, every picture that was in the old days before he went missing. His part is firmly well over onto the right, and the direction of the hair goes to the left, This is so vital. It's simple, but it's imperative you hear me. If Jay's hair, the part of it, is on the right and his hair swishes to the left, okay? So if his hair swishes to this is my left for me, whether you're viewing it backwards, sideways, camera does things. This is my left. If my hair is swishing this way, what side of the head is this? My left. What side of Jay's head has the head trauma? The left. Why am I making a big deal of that? Because this damn picture is flipped. And it's not showing the last proof of life of Jay Slater. One of the very last pieces of evidence is this picture in the back of the car is considered one of the last proof of life. Why on God's green earth would it have been flipped? Okay? Because, look at this. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, we'll fix it in a minute. There we go. That's how Jay's hair looks. So in other words, this picture has been flipped. Just saying. So why? Because it appears with it flipped that the left side is in full tact and lovely, my darling, with no damage. You just can't see the right side, but don't worry about it, because Jay didn't have any right side of the head damage. What? So we've got a little bit of the Karen Reed case going on where they flipped the picture so that the side with the damage appeared undamaged. This is very critical. Because if you blow this picture up and you look in the reflection of those glasses, you have Ahab, which appears to be Ahab, taking this photograph, which with that man sitting beside him is what is all of us believe to most likely be Brandon. Okay? So we're about to really get salty. I say I'm not going to lose my shite. Pray for me. Pray for me. Okay, I'm going to take a breath because I'm all like, woo, on this energy because there's more. There's way more. Okay. We're talking lies and betrayal. We're going to get deep into this. Let's say hello to everybody. Samantha Kelly, thank you, my beautiful, for the snooper chat. I greatly appreciate it. I'm all on fire today because I want to get this out there. Lisa, hello, lovely. Hi, Nick UK. Good to see your face is bigger too. Whatever. It could have been stretched and God only knows. Hi, Allie P. How are you? Ocean Deep. That's not Jay's nose, in your opinion? I think this is Jay, y'all. I think Jay's nose is broke, like Wax says. This is Jay. I really believe it. The point being that the left side is missing in the photograph because I believe that's where the damage to Jay's head is. Andrea Lawrence, sometimes Snapchat reverses through camera, but not in all cases. That is true, actually. Or it could be nefariously flipped. Well, I will tell you, the left side is purposely cut off, in my opinion. Hey, Jennifer Swain, my beautiful. Jennifer Swain sent me a $50 super chat. PayPal. I want to say thank you, beautiful. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and I need to come up to topside real quick. We have to take just a moment. Again, we need to pray for all those Texans that have been affected by the flood. We just want to send healing, protective energy off of all over them. Protect them from all harm. Protect them from invasion of their privacy. For those people that are out there with cameras following these victims around, there was no foul play. Leave the people alone. They're not suspects. They are all victims of a flood. So let it go. Let it go. Okay? Jesus, help us all. Okay. Hey, Paperclip, I haven't seen you in ages. Good to see you. Hi, Teresa. Hello, my beautiful Jennyville, my longest term member. Angela Todd, the face is most probably swollen and he is looking slightly different. Correct, because I believe, hold on, you are so right, Angela. You get the goat? Because I believe the damage already took place. We're going to be getting into this, you guys. We are getting into this. All right. Let's get over. Let's do this. Prayers for Texas. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Laura says, I do 100% agree with the wax. It is Jay, but he's been beaten and could have been broke nose, which would make his nose look bigger, in my opinion. Thank you, Laura. Yes, I pray for the flood victims. Thank you. Okay. So what we need to do is flip the picture to get a perspective correctly of it being Jay. So you can see I flipped it. And when I flip it, look how much. Let's take and make this one way smaller. And I'm using this picture right here. Let's make this bigger. This is so you can see Jay's part, because the writing on the shirt tells you it's not flipped. That's what you need, is writing on the shirt. Because if the writing on the shirt is flipped, then you know the picture's flipped. All right, look at Jay's part. You see that little fuzzy right there on his hair? It's very tiny, right there. Let's just crop it for now. Let's just do this. Let's just do it. All right. Right here, we've got actually Jay. One of the last pictures, right, from that weekend. You can see this little tiff of hair right here. He gets it in almost every picture. It's like a little piece of too short of hair to follow the trained way of his part. It just kind of sticks out. And what do we have when we flip the picture? We have a lot of that same kind of thing, because if you take this little arrow, you can see what appears to be right through here, a little tip of the hair. You can see that the hair is the same kind of part, way over here, and then it goes this way to the left. What side's the head trauma on? To the left. So, therefore, I believe that it was actually nefariously flipped. Just like in the Karen Reed trial, where they flipped the vehicle so that it appeared that the right taillight was still fully there, even though it wasn't. Okay, it was the left side that was fully intact. In the same way that I feel this picture has been purposely flipped, because if you look in the reflection, you can see the driver turning around like this. So I'm going to drive a car. And in the reflection, you can see the driver pointing that way. If you're the driver, you would have to come almost all the way over into the passenger seat to get that angle. That ain't gonna happen because Jay is behind the passenger seat, right? That's why you see that angle of allegedly Aya being able to just turn around and take a picture. So this picture's been flipped, and I believe it's nefariously flipped specifically because, let's take away the false one, and let's look at the real one, and let's trim it down for just a minute so we can get focused here. Which would mean that Josh Forshaw, would have had an altered photo. How about that one? Okay. What's missing over here? Let's get a stick. Let's get the stick. All right, you guys, what's missing over here? Huh? Anybody want to venture a guess what's missing over here? They drive just like the United States. So we drive on the right side of the road. Ocean deep, if you've been hit or beaten, your entire face swells and changes shape. Okay, Colin, you nailed it. Colin Waterman. You get a gold star. You get the gold star. Check this out. Let's talk. Colin Waterman says, could they have taken that pic in a tunnel? Could that be why Brad got out of the car? Listen to me. I think they had already drove all the way through the tunnel. And then Brad had to pee. And as soon as they got out of the tunnel, they went ahead to let Brad out to pee, and Jay got out with them. And I believe Brad and Jay together ran back through the tunnel, trying to get back to Las Cristianas. And that this is when this whole betrayal to Brandon happened. You hear Ab talking about get your boy under control, basically, right? Telling Brandon, at the end of the day, your boy just took our kid. That's what I think was being said. At the end of the day, you got to handle this. So I'll catch you up. But you damn sure better get our bag back. Because I think what happened was there was something laying around that car. Well, they weren't thinking much. And I think the kids, like Lucy was saying, Jay and Brad were acting like idiots. And I'm wondering if they were just like effing off, and instead of going pee, they had switched bags with Brandon or with Ab, and they had the other bag. And that's when they stole the cat, allegedly. Jay and Brad running through them tunnel. Now, if you do believe that before that, Jay and maybe Brad took off together after the NRG and was hiding, because we don't hear nothing about Brad after that. He just went home to bed, right? Whatever. But I believe they were together. I believe Brad and Jay were actually leaving the NRG and snuck out early. I think they were getting the hell out of Dodge because Jay already knew his money wasn't there. Then Brandon and them, were they looking for him? Let's go look at this. Who is this? So we have footage of a completely different incident in this exact same location with red containers that happened to be released live allegedly on June 25th. Everybody's like, is this Jay? Is this Brad? Does the guy have a knife? I don't know. I don't care about that right now. What I care about is this photo that surfaced before that one, where it appears to be either Haji or Ahab with two blokes, right? Two men. Now here's the question. Who are these two men? If this is Ahab, if this is Ahab, or is it Brandon? We don't really know. But I wanted to look at this situation on these rocks. Now, they might not be wearing the same thing, but maybe it is the same night. I don't know. But if you look, this dude on the outside that tapped his head twice as if 2 bottles of Henny to the head, right, in this video, he's wearing all dark clothes. And so let's get our drawing stick. Is this him? Okay, because we got shorts, all dark clothes, right? And then I would ask, is this little pipsqueak? Now this one's the most telling to me. Check this out. Let me get a smaller drawing tool. We have a gray shirt. We have black shorts. But what's interesting is this dude's got on black socks halfway up his legs, right? So right here, his legs look short. Now watch this. Over here, let's take that drawing off. We have the same looking shirt. We have blackish shorts. And look at these. Knee-high socks are black, right? Look down here how big his feet look, because he's got that dark shadow higher up on his legs right there. So is this Ahab with these 3 blokes trying to find Brad and Jay? You feel me? So is that right after the NRG? Because we damn sure saw Harvey Soul allegedly with Jay at the NRG, and it was right in there. We got Harvey Soul allegedly with Jay, and then we have at Jumpin' Jacks, which is right there to Sugar Shacks, like literally share a wall, and it appears that we've got another feller there with Ahab as well that looks like that kid. So all in all, here's the thing. Let's come back up to topside for a minute. If these kids indeed were ticked off, right, because they didn't get their money and they felt betrayed, Brad's bank card came into play. And it might be found in Masca, according to his mother, because Jay had it. If Jay couldn't pay for everything, were Brad and Jay considered a pair that they had to be, the money had to be gotten, right? Because there was a problem. His card was being denied. He's marked. We've got Brandon saying, get me my 200 pounds. We've got Brandon saying, you know, how dare you treat me this way, basically expressing all this betrayal to Jay. And then Jay ends up dead at the bottom of a cliff. So we have the man, the victim saying, I'm marked. We got Brandon basically saying, you better get your butt home, boy. The way you're betraying me, man. So is this Brand? Another question would be, let's get back over to this real quick. If that's not Ahab, and those little, I'm just going to say it, twats. Okay. The next question would be, is this Brandon right here? Let me see, get my tool. Is this Brandon? Is this Brad? Or is this Brad? Let's undo that. Let's just, hold on a minute. My computer froze. And is the other Josh Forshaw? Because we don't know what Josh Forshaw looks like. Okay, the system is froze over there, so we'll just come up here. And I'll just walk my theory for a few minutes. And when it unfreezes, we can go back over. Hey, Az, good to see you. Miss you, lovely. Hi, Tammy Warden. Hello, love. Hi, Black and Gold. So, if the two boys decided to take off and they head over, and that's why we get these church stories and so forth. But even then, I'm wondering if they got caught, right? Maybe it was Brandon and those two kids. Maybe it was Ab and those two kids. Maybe it was Josh, Brad, whatever. We'll call them the boys. There we go, the boys. So then we go to the beach and we have Lucy screaming out, you know, Jay, you said he wouldn't get stabbed. So they caught him. That's my opinion. They catch him in this theory. Let me get my boy Quack Quack. Now we're in the car. Jay's stabbed. They're freaking the frick out. So as they get out of the tunnel, Brad starts explaining he has got to pee so that they can do the getaway, right? Him and Jay can take off. Problem is, Jay's been stuck by a cactus, which is called a knife. So the two take off running instead of trying to pee. And that's where Ab gives his little spill. Brandon, at the end of all this, you gotta get your boy under control. Paraphrasing, but you know what I'm saying. This is your problem, man. The debt's on you, Brandon. He owes you the money. You gotta pay the debt. So you either stop him and figure out how to get the money, or it's you, dude. Turn around, chase him down, I'll try to get him. Roll the window down. I got my bottle of Hennessy, which, by the way, go look up Sugar Reef and find out what their 3-bottle price is. It's 360 pounds. Isn't that the amount that was denied on Jay's card? Okay, they're in the tunnel. Brad's running, Jay's running. Brad has nightmares, allegedly, from seeing something. What did he see? Is it possible that he saw someone reaching their right hand out of the right side of a vehicle, and you got nowhere to go in a tunnel? You cannot veer off path. You've just set yourself up as a sitting duck. So no matter how hard you run, you're hearing the engine. I don't think the car struck him. I think the bottle hit him in the back of the head on the left side. And I think the left side hit hard and broke his nose. I feel like Jay turned at the very last second to see how close they were. Maybe thinking he could duck out of the way. And it was just like, and that's why it's so massive. Because it's faster than you can run. I believe they lost Brad at that point. And that's why Brad was missing for so long. That's why Brad was back in his apartment. That's why Brad has a Josh to back up his statements, because he wasn't there. God, no, I wasn't there. I didn't see anything. And then they go to Masca. They put the body on ice in some little shack down in the village that maybe Roman owns, or Ophelia owns, or even her brother owns. They put the body on ice in a deep freezer. I really believe that. 1,000%. And then they lied, I believe, and said a drone hit that building when it went up in flames, which required a massive amount of EMTs, helicopters, even the news went out there. And it was ironic because it was just the day after Brad finally spoke up. He wouldn't have gone all that way down there. No. He wouldn't have went that way. Because I don't think Brad had planned this at all. I think him and Jay were just effing off. So after the body was on ice, they planned it to be the time where everybody's distracted. And they plant the body. Give it time to thaw. And then Chris is come in to find the body. Make sure the tip gets out there so that Jay can be laid to rest because he's a bag of bones. But I think that's a lie. I think Jay was in a well-preserved condition compared to what he should have been because he was on ice. Aw, thank you so much, Annie. Let me get my mouse. Thank you, sweetheart. I so greatly appreciate you. Okay, all right, back up. See what I'm saying? Timothy Clark, Brandon's bro, owns a stake in Sugar Reefs. I have heard that so much. I don't have paperwork or receipts, but I believe it. Your bat died? Thanks, Mama D. I'm confused, lovely. I don't know what you mean by your bat died. I'm sorry. Thank you, Rach. Please share your love and appreciation for the work that we all do by hitting the like button. It also gets the video out there, gets more views, gets the word out there. Hey, Cat Matt. Yep. Yes, Mama D. Your theory sounds really good, or real good. Love you so much. Thank you, Cat Matt. Big love to you. Annie says, you're so welcome. This is the best family on YouTube. We have an amazing one. Phone battery, all that we can talk about later because it all gets staged. What I'm talking about today, now that that's unfrozen, let's get back over, is this. Is this picture right here. 3 men looking for Brad and Jay. Brad and Jay. That's who they're looking for, I believe. So, is this these boys? See what I'm saying? Let's do the little, one of these things matches the other. Here's the light shirt the boy's wearing now. Here's the dark shorts that this guy is wearing. Here's his little black socks on the bottom of his feet. It's all there on that one. I don't know who this is. I'm not sure. To me, that is not Haji. Haji ain't got that thin arms. Ab does. That is a very fluorescent shirt. And though orange does stand out to the eye, it actually goes very dark. Often, it goes almost gray in the darkness. But pink? My boy, what pink? Well, then, you're going to show up. Oh, the stupid thing. It's because I'm trying to do too much of the stuff at once. We'll come back up here till it unfreezes. Yep. So after, okay, so let me walk through this. I'm just gonna, you're right, Colin, you're right. This is what I think actually took place. I'm just gonna leave my theory out here for everybody. You're right, Colin. I agree with you. Yeah, it's pink if you zoom in. Right, Sam R? Good to see you. Poll, Mama D. Okay, we got a few minutes. We got a few minutes. You guys do the poll. And thank you, Jennifer. I saw that. I just wanted to get the theory out there first, but we can do it. Do you believe that Jay Slater was struck in the head? If you answer A, yes. No way it was a fall. If you answer B, no. Fall caused the head trauma. If you answer C, not sure what to think. If you answer D, you're saying it was a bottle to the left of the head. So vote. And then I'll take your poll. We've got a lot more than 100. We're almost nearing 200 votes. Okay. Nah, it's not Lucy. And that's not Brandon and Ab. We only got one heavy setter. Okay. Yeah, it's not that heavy set. It's just chunky, like Ab. And I think it's Ab, and I think it's this guy, and I think it's the other guy. Their clothes all match, right? Didn't someone say bottles and hitting to the head? Yeah. Okay, let's do this for a minute. Let's talk about this. So the way this would work, if I were to take a wild guess, is that by 9-ish, when Jay finds out that his card's kaposh, him and Brad are like, okay, we'll figure it out. Let's go to the club. We'll do some talk and we'll figure this out. And I think that's when Jay was spiked, because they didn't want him to run. And he was already spiked. I think after that, he was trying to get away. Him and Brad tore off out of there together. Left everybody behind. I think they were hiding. I think Ab got his little brat pack and they went on a hunt for Jay to find him. Jay probably was trying to make it to his cousin's house in that area, by that church. So that's why I think they went to that direction, because it's rare to see teenagers out in that area at night. So he was on his way to try to get to his cousin's, I believe, when they found him. I believe he was STABBED'd at that point when they found him at the food places in the legs so that he couldn't run again. And both him and Brad were put in the vehicle. They were then transported, and Brandon and Ab were the two with them. So this could be where we're not seeing all the individuals on the camera. So at this point, Brandon and Ab, Brad and Jay are the 4 individuals that I suspect the most are in this vehicle. I believe, like I said, that by now Brad has lost his shit trying to get out of there, and Jay too. Jay could be actually have been stuck in the artery that causes you to bleed out. Or it could just be that he was wounded in the leg. Then, I believe the 2 boys, I believe Brad got Ab to pull over so he could pee. Jay and Brad made a run for it, back down through the tunnel, which made them the targets that they were. Literally like shooting ducks in a barrel. And when I say that, I think it is because, in my humble opinion, that it is possible that a driver gunned it after the 2 boys and in the tunnel, and that with Jay being stabbed in the leg, I don't think he could outrun it. He had nowhere to go. He was a sitting duck. Bottle to the back of the head by the passenger, which I personally think, from everything I'm seeing, everything here is speculation, all of this is theory, is that Brandon would have been the passenger holding the bottle, according to seeing the reflection in the glass. Then, after that, they gather up. They're going to take their time to grab Jay, put him in the back of the car. This is why Ab switched vehicles with the rental system. First, they had to deposit the body on ice, which is in the little shack nowhere near Ophelia's place. that body is put on ice in someone else's place. They're not going to draw flies right to their honey on purpose. Okay? So, at that point, Jay's put on ice. Brad is in hiding. Once Brad gave his interview and locked in and had skin in the game, they're now safe to present their narrative, which means Brad had to give an interview and basically say he had talked to Jay. Because if he didn't, they were never going to say anything. But if they have a witness that says Jay was alive and left the Airbnb, then they can release the body. And that's the only way they were going to get the remains back, is to have somebody say, yeah, I talked to him on Snapchat. No, I can't prove it. But at the same time, that person is like, yeah, we just came out of the festival ourselves. I bet you did. I bet you came out busting fast. Right? Because you knew when this party goes down, they're going to be looking for you because you're marked persons. And now Brad is now saying, okay, I got skin in the game. Oh, shit. Now I could be held up as an accomplice. No, we got your back. We got this guy named Josh Forshaw. He's part of our little niche, allegedly, in this series. And we're going to use him to give you an alibi. And everybody's out of this, okay? All right, are you ready to do the poll? Do you believe that Jay Slater was struck in the head? 71% said A. Yes. No way it was a fall. 71 massive percent. Y'all get the goat. B. No. Fall caused the head trauma. 3%. Thank you, Ahab, Luggy, and Crispy. C. Not sure what to think. 13%. That's fair. Or D. It was a bottle to the left of the head. 13%. Thank you. Okay, Seeking Justice says, I believe Ahab sent all the texts. If it comes down to manslaughter, he still has some Brandon under the bus, in my opinion. Makes sense why Ahab felt like he had leverage over Brandon now, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, we can have Brandon do what we want. Yeah, but you're not getting it for free. Remember? We have not heard, Gary. I wish I knew the answer to that. Gary is asking, have all of Jay's organs been returned now from when they did the autopsy? We don't know. Laura Oaks boxer's fave shot, left body, left head, Rocky. Okay. Pinky Pup says, hi, everybody. Yeah, we're just about to jump off here, sweetheart. Yes, Lindsay, I do know. Colin says, question to everyone as something is bothering me. What Ahab said, he stated Jay went down the path behind the B&B. What do you all class as the front of the B&B and the back of the B&B? That's a good question. Seeking says, I believe Ahab sent all the texts. Yeah, I read that. Very good, very good. All right, my lovelies, this is where I'm going to leave it today. But really think about it. Think about that theory. We've got all the damage to the left side of the head. We have motive with Brandon, who's saying basically that you betrayed me, Jay Slater. And then Jay Slater's at the bottom of a cliff, D-E-A-D. Also, why would they flip that picture and cut off the part with the head trauma? Unless they didn't want us to see the damage to that side of the head. Now, before I go, I have one more very important thing to show you. And then I'm going to jump off here. I want to leave you with this. Okay. I lightened the picture and I enlarged it and I flipped it. Do you see the eye is very closed? Debbie, Jay Slater's mom, asked, is he even conscious in this picture? Did he even take this picture? I believe the evidence shows that he is not conscious in this picture. I love you guys very much. All right, let's get ready to get out of here. And if you are into pulling cards, we're going to find out. Did Brandon take revenge on Jay Slater? I don't know. Let's pull some cards together. I love you guys. To the moon and back.